everyone, and welcome back to our channel. We are Millennial Mom. If you don't know who is who, I'm Millennial. This is Mom.
Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, I'm Mom or Kay from Millennial Mom, and today we're going to talk about 90 Day Fiancé, Love in Paradise, Season 3, Episode 9, Just a Friend. Now, as always, before I begin, if you haven't already hit the subscribe button, please consider subscribing, join the family. Hey, because you know what? We talk about all the 90-day franchises over here, including the tell-all. We have a good time. Also, hit that like button. And please don't forget to leave me your comments about what you thought about the episode, because I really like to know what you all think about the show, too. I mean, I'm sure it's not just me catching like little side-eyed and little shade along the way. So let me know. And, you know, I respond to every single comment. And also, tell a friend to tell a friend who doesn't know about 90 Day Fiancé, anyone doing a review. Well, Millennial and Mom mainly doing the review. So tell a friend to come on over and join the commentary. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Now, on this episode, we have Jessica and Juan. We have Jordan and Everton. I personally have been waiting for Jordan and Everton to come back. I think they're giving us teasing with Jordan and Everton because there's so much behind the scenes that I think on this season, they might be one of the couples that carry the show. Matthew and Anna, listen, it's time to reveal the secret. And am I surprised at the outcome? Not really, but Matthew is. And then we have Carlos and Michelle. The infamous Michelle has entered the building. Okay, does Michelle know, or is she gonna realize that maybe she's the reason why Carlos didn't get married to Valentine? But we'll have to wait and see. So let's just get right into it with Jessica and Juan. So Jessica and Juan are hanging out today with Juan's aunties, uncles, cousin, his brother, Jessica and her kids, because you know what? Juan is going to tell them that Jessica is pregnant. Juan also gives us the backstory that his dad had passed away when he was younger, but his mother passed away recently due to the pandemic virus. And so Juan is upset, as he should. I mean, both of his parents aren't here, right? He says he's reminded of his mother all the time by being around his aunties, which clearly, are his mother's sisters, right? They are more than happy, more than overjoyed when they hear the news that Jessica is pregnant with the baby. But is it just me, or did Jessica try to say baby in Spanish and didn't quite come out right? It kind of sounded like the way it sounded, the way Jessica would say it. I mean, is it just me? Because maybe I'm reading too much into that. But anyways, the family was like, yay. But are you guys going to get married? Things like that. Juan didn't necessarily answer, but of course, that's the goal of Jessica, to be married to her man. So they say, Juan and Jessica, that they already have a name picked out for the baby if the baby is a girl, and they would name her Lucinda Grace. And Lucinda is the name of Juan's mom. But they didn't have a girl. You saw the review a week or two ago. Jessica and Juan had their baby right to the end of May, a baby boy named David. So there you have it. You know what? I think that Juan is thinking about a lot of things. Not just the fact that his mother is no longer here, just the fact also of Jessica being pregnant, Jessica's young sons that he's possibly going to be a father figure to, and the fact that Jessica wants Juan to give up his job on the cruise ship to move with her to Montana or Wyoming, wherever she's living, on a cow farm, to be with her and the baby. But the thing with that is, I think Juan is thinking like, you know, he doesn't want to give up his livelihood, and he shouldn't, right? That's what he does for a living. And when he comes to America, what's he going to do, right? And I think he just overly overwhelmed. Is that a word? Overly overwhelmed. Juan is overwhelmed, bottom line, with the things that's going on. And I think Jessica is not really seeing that. I believe, in my opinion, Jessica has more tunnel vision because yes, she's pregnant. Yes, she has these boys. Yes, she's in love with Juan, and she just wants the family, the picket fence, and the baby and everything. Just them. That's it. So there's a lot of insecurities as well with Juan working on the cruise ship because backstory. Again, I mean, we hear it every week. Even Jessica's friend Megan had the nerve to talk to Juan about what he was and what he wasn't doing on the cruise ship on behalf of her friend. But anyways, because Juan is a bartender on the cruise ship, Juan is not unattractive. He's very attractive. And Jessica knows that. As a matter of fact, I'm thinking like, well, isn't that how y'all met on the cruise ship? You met Juan the same way Juan meets the other women and men or whoever on the cruise ship, making drinks, flirting to get tips and whatever the case may be. So Jessica just thinks that, he should stop doing that. And I agree a little bit. Yeah, he should stop to the fact where maybe he could possibly be in a side relationship, which he kind of did get caught in. I'll have to give it to Jessica's friend, even though I don't think it was her place to confront Juan. Juan did have a side relationship with someone on the ship because they reached out to Jessica, got her phone number, sent her pictures. Jessica's friend talked to the friend and everything, but Juan doesn't think that's cheating somehow. I mean, it is. So, I think that's what Jessica's issues are with Juan, that she doesn't feel like she can trust him on a cruise ship with around single ladies or whoever, just, being overly flirtatious. Okay. Now, after the dinner, they tell the family that Jessica's pregnant. It's the next evening, and this is Jessica and the kids last night in Colombia. So Juan sets up a date to go out, and one of Jessica's boys was like, take care of my mom. And you know what? Okay, one of the little Dennises, that was cute or whatever. True, take care of my mom, but go to bed. You got a plane to catch tomorrow. So as Jessica and Juan are sitting down at, I think they're eating ice cream and just having their last little talk together, just a little quiet time. That was one of the conversations that came up. The cruise ship, who reached out to who, and Jessica saying that, how can I trust you? But in confessional, Juan is saying he doesn't understand why Jessica is still thinking about this 2 months later. He doesn't know what else to do to get her to trust him. Like, it doesn't matter if it was 2 months, 3 months, 2 years. It still happened. Someone that she didn't know still reached out to her and was like, I'm with your man. Here's the pictures with your man, with my family on these excursions. And, what you going to do about it? So the trust issue, to me, when trust is broken, it's rare that you can get trust back. It doesn't matter who it's from, so that's just my opinion. But the conversation did come down to Jessica wanting Juan to, it's okay to still be on the cruise, because I know that's how you're making money to, help me out and the baby. But, you don't have to be flirting like you are. You can flirt a little bit, but then here go Juan. Well, what about the tips? If I flirt more, I get tips. So Juan is thinking like the cash value. And let's be honest, Juan is out on the sea for 6 months. He gets tips, and who knows what other perks and gifts he may get along the way. So Jessica, if she wants to be with Juan, knowing this is what he does for a living, and who's to say if he ever does come to America or she goes back to Colombia, why would he give up his job, his livelihood? So just to make you comfortable. So, because like I said, if the trust is there, it is. If it's not, it's not. So that's another story to watch. All right. Let's move to Jordan and Everton. So Jordan is finally meeting Everton's, well, not all his family, but some of his family today, because listen, they've been in a relationship for on and off for 12 years. I said, Jordan and Everton. Jordan has been in a relationship with Everton on and off for 12 years, and Jordan has never met his family, but yet Jordan could buy property. She could refinance her house for the property. She could make Everton a power of attorney. And you've only been with him off and on. Where is her mind at, right? But anyways, so they get to the family house, and Everton says that he hasn't seen his mother since the pandemic either, and he was happy to see her, and she was happy to see him, and Jordan was so happy to be there, and the mom was welcoming. One thing that Jordan said was that her mother passed away when she was 30. And so ever since that time came and then being around Everton's mom, she cherishes relationships more when it comes to mothers, because he still has his. And, Jordan's trying to be part of the family. Now, as Everton is walking Jordan around the house, showing her the amenities, things like that, did y'all notice there was a pig or a hog on the outside just standing there, just minding his own business? Jordan has noticed there's not the same amenities. There's no running water. The toilets and things are different. How they get water is different. But Jordan's like, that's okay. That's okay. She will make it do what it do because, listen, she's here to meet the family. And you know what? They can build off this. All right. So now it's later in the evening, and then we get to see Everton's brother, Everton's sister, the mom. They're all sitting in the back having some tea. And the conversation comes up with Everton that he says, well, Jordan and I bought some land in the Caymans. And the family's happy, like, oh, yeah, you're really doing something when you get some property, right? They feel like that is just so amazing. But then when Jordan's sister asks, so do you all plan on getting married? Everton says, to tell you the truth, that's not what's in my mind right now. The look on Jordan's face was, I know you lying. I just know you lying. Okay. And I'm watching this. I'm like, Jordan, listen, you should know from here that Everton is not necessarily on the up and up because, one, you have been on an off and on relationship with him, right? For 12 years. 2, how old are his children? Are these children older than 12? Because if they're younger than 12, then that means he wasn't necessarily faithful to you in this on and off relationship. But I guess that's what on and off is, right? 3, that phone call, that voicemail talk about you think Everton is faithful to you? Nuh-uh. No, ma'am. That's my man too, boo, right? So, I mean, when Everton said that, the whole conversation was like, skirt, came to a halt. Speechless. I mean, what could you say? Because, I mean, you just tell them that, we bought property and, Jordan is here now and, they're going to make everything a go, get the business started. And like, oh, no, close his eyes and just like, no, we're not getting married. So the family, the brother, the sister, the mom, they promptly excused themselves, went in the house, right? As soon as they got in the house, Jordan went off. And do you blame her? Do you blame Jordan? Everton was saying that he was surprised by Jordan's reaction. I'm like, how are you surprised? But then again, if you're doing things, like I just mentioned, that's not on the up and up that you're doing for your own personal gain, you wouldn't be surprised because Jordan is sending you money. She's helping you out so you can help your family and this and that. And you just like, I don't want to get married right now. But Jordan told him, you know what? It don't even matter. I'm not trying to get married to you right now. Anyway, I mean, she used more colorful language, but Jordan said she's not doing that no more. And then in confessional, Jordan said, maybe he thinks I forgot about that voicemail and everything that was going on. I'm like, Jordan, you should have took all that into consideration before you did the power of attorney and all those other things you were doing before you got there. I mean, your friends were saying it to you, right? But you just all of a sudden now realizing that, maybe something's wrong. Maybe something's astray, askew, whatever word you want to put in there. So yeah, Jordan just got another rude awakening within the 48 hours that she's been in Jamaica. So now let's move to Matthew and Anna. So Carnival is over. Matthew said he wants to take Anna up to the mountains to get away for a little while so they can have some me time, some us time, because Matthew has to go back in the next day or two to America. And he said he wouldn't be back for 5 months, okay, on his visa. But he still hasn't told that secret to Anna. And the secret is that K1 visa isn't approved and could be delayed up to 2 years. All right. So as they are getting themselves ready to go to the mountains, I guess, Matthew thinks he's hot stuff. Okay. He can't get to the car or nothing or wherever the ride is because he's too busy looking at his hair. His hair's got to be perfect for them to go somewhere. And I'm like, you're just going to the mountains. You're not going to be around nobody. What difference does it make? But okay. Glad you have good self-esteem about yourself, Matthew, because them outfits for the carnival, like I said, that werewolf, like I said, looked like the big bad wolf and the Peter Pan. Yeah, that weren't getting it, but you worried about your hair. Okay, so they finally make it to the mountains, and one thing that Matthew sees is a quaint little church up there, where they are in the cabins and nice little. I don't know. It wasn't that big of a town, so it was like kind of like resortish, but not like very big. It looked like everything was like small and compact. Matthew said that he's very much into his faith, and even though Anna isn't, he would like for her to at least come and sit in the church and see what it's about. So she would know what he's about, even though she's not into religion like that, but he just really wants her to see, how it is. And you know what? Anna agrees with that. She agrees to go in the church. She's fine with it. She's like, well, tell me a little bit more about it. Now, Matthew has planned a dinner and then the church to tell Anna about the K1 being delayed. But when they go out, it's the opposite. I guess Matthew decides to go to the church first to get it out the way, right? He says he feels more comfortable. His faith leads him in the things that he does. So he also says it's part of being in church, you can do confessional, so he feels comfortable saying what he has to say. So when he sits Anna down and talking to her, he said, well, baby, about the K1 visa. Yes, I talked to my lawyer and it's been delayed. It could take up to 2 years. Anna immediately burst into tears. She could not believe what she was hearing, okay? She asked him, why didn't you tell me this before? Matthew said, because I didn't want to ruin Carnival for you. And Anna is just like, she just can't believe her ears. She said, so what is it we're going to do? But Matthew is trying to convince her everything will be okay. Our love can fight through this. Our love is stronger than that, right? Isn't it stronger than this? Anna said, Matthew said, we can get through this, right? Our love is strong. Anna gets up, has to take a moment and walks out. Now, if that's not telling, I don't know what is. Now, previously before, I skipped just a little bit, so let me just go back a little bit. Previously before, Anna had mentioned that, or maybe it was in her confessional. Either way, Anna mentioned that it was always her dream to come to America, to whatever to do there, to help make her family. She said that's everyone's dream that's not in America to come to America. And she said, and Matthew said that he didn't realize that. He didn't realize that Anna always wanted to come predicates or is before their relationship. So he's already thinking like maybe she was low-key using him. And so then after, when he told her that the visa would be delayed and he just heard from the lawyer and the way she didn't take it and didn't really answer it, had to get up and take a minute. Yeah, Matthew was like really thinking like, is she really loving me for me? Now in confessional, Anna said that this is the worst news that she's ever heard in their relationship. She said that Matthew has kept telling her multiple times, like change the date, many things would be 5 months, a year, or whatever the case may be. And now it's up to 2 years. She don't know if she can take it, because Anna really wants to come to the United States. And she feels that all Matthew has been doing is dragging her along and lying to her. And I'm thinking, why would Matthew be lying to you? Why would he be lying to you? Like, what else would it be? Because we haven't seen any real backstory with Matthew. He's on social media, does his little cameos wherever he does. So there's nothing really in the background that we saw before he got there. So I wonder what it could be that's going on, but I don't know. Matthew is still hopeful though that, they'll work out. Matthew is 36. Anna's 26, and the age difference there is really showing here. It even showed at the carnival when Matthew couldn't keep up with Anna's party girl ways. But you're supposed to party in carnival, but Matthew wasn't prepared for it. But yeah, just the way that she responded was real different, real telling. What do y'all think? The same thing too? Do you think that Anna is using Matthew? Because she did say that she was trying to come to the United States, like that is her ultimate goal. So sounds like it's for a green card versus love to me, but I could be wrong. All right, so last but not least, Carlos and Michelle. So today we get to meet the infamous Michelle, the one who came in between Carlos and Valentine getting married. Carlos is still fresh in the pain, fresh in the hurt. He's explaining to Michelle when she arrives that she was the reason why the marriage, well, not the reason, one of the reasons why the marriage didn't go through with Valentine, because Carlos explained to Michelle that he feels that with Carlos having, in Valentine's words, feelings for Michelle, that maybe his feelings were for someone else, like maybe it was compromised, I'm guessing. Like, I think Valentine wants to be like the one and only. And yes, in a relationship, in a marriage, you should be, you both should be your one and only. But I just think that there was just other things going on for this Michelle to be just one of the biggest reasons why Valentine and Carlos couldn't get married. Because listen, they have been broken up back and forth along the way. I just think that was just another nail in the coffin. Michelle says, you know what? It's not even like that. She doesn't like Carlos like that. Carlos is just a friend. Not only does she have a boyfriend, she has a living boyfriend, and she's just simply not interested. And Michelle says she feels guilty because she feels like she could possibly be the reason to break up that relationship. But no, she's not the reason. It's a small reason for Valentine, but I don't think it was big enough to be like, leave her alone. But I know there's been different things said, whether it be on Valentine's side or Carlos's side, to see the reasons why, the yes or the no. But that's just how I see it. I don't know. That's just my opinion. Don't come for me. I know what y'all have been saying as the weeks gone by, but that's just how I feel about it. But again, Michelle is going to stand by Carlos's side regardless of what's happening. I think Carlos is going to still stand by Michelle. And another thing too is Michelle asked Carlos, did he think that him and Valentine will get back together? And Carlos said no, because they've broken up many times before, and he thinks this time is really it, because there's been no communication, and Michelle just seems like it's the center part of the reasons why things can't move forward. So, but Michelle told Carlos, listen, you always have me. And I'm sure she meant that always have me as a friend. And really, that's how it should be. Why necessarily give up your entire friend group and don't even, Valentine didn't even want to meet Michelle at all. Just kind of like wrote it off. So it's just a big, to do with that. And honestly, whatever side of the fence you're on for either Carlos and Valentine. So that was the end of the episode. But for next week, we're going to see Scott, who is no longer with Lidia. He tells us that he's got a whole nother week left in the Dominican Republic. So why not spend it with someone else? And lo and behold, who is at the hotel door? Yeah, the 29-year-old that he was seeing from Colombia. Scott, how did she get there? How did she get to the Dominican? Did you pay for her to come? So now it's like $15,000 plus plane tickets, things like that. Scott is in this bad with this lady. So I guess, do y'all think maybe that they're going to run into Lidia and Nicole, or is Scott going to stay exclusive at that hotel? Because, we've seen how things gone down before with Lidia and Nicole on another show. Also, next week, we have April, who says she hasn't seen her Valentine in 3 days. So she's driving around, and all of a sudden, she asked the Uber taxi driver where she's riding to, I don't know if she's looking for him on the streets or whatever, to stop, because guess who's outside? it's Valentine in just a random neighborhood. Now, how would April know where to find him unless, she was just out and about exploring or whatever, right? But 3 days he's been gone. Oh yeah. See, when April was at the family's house for the get together, and April didn't want to use the bathroom, and she kind of like had her nose up and looking around and all that stuff. Oh yeah. Valentine wasn't here for that, but he didn't have to ghost her. You know what I'm saying? He could have, after the party was over, he could have told her he didn't like that, and she could have went to her hotel. And if it was over, he didn't want to be bothered. That should have been it. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyways, we have Jessica saying that she will see Juan again in 2 months on the cruise. She's hoping he's going to be faithful. I think Juan's going to be as faithful as he's going to be, and Jessica just has to, if she's going to put trust in Juan, do it, because he's going to be gone 6 months, and that's just what it is. And Matthew, he's not sure of his relationship anymore after telling Anna that K1 is delayed. So Anna is waiting for him at the dinner table. I guess she feels better. Okay. And is going to sit down and hear what Matthew has to say, or she's going to tell Matthew what it is that she feels that she's going to say. And then we have Jordan and Everton. It's either later in the evening or the next morning. Jordan thought she was on the same page with Everton. And Jordan, listen, sweetie, you was never on the same page as Everton. Absolutely never. She tells Everton she don't want to keep investing here. And that was that. And Everton said he's not trying to be rude. So that was the episode. All right. So thank you all so much for watching. I'm excited for next week's episode. I'm excited this Love in Paradise thing is starting to pick up with all the couples. I would just like to see, since Jessica and Juan, their storyline is moving apart because Jessica's going back home. Yeah, let's keep Everton and Jordan up in here. Let's see where that goes. Let's see who was on the phone call. Okay. So, all right, everyone. Thank you again for watching. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, comment, and share. And until next time, everyone, live simply, be grateful.